Going live. What's up, everyone? Aaron Nagler here with Cheesehead TV. Coming to you live Friday afternoon. It is late May, and the world is a strange place. But I thought, the hell, let's chat some Packers late in the afternoon as a bit of an oasis / getaway from the real world for a while. It's 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. At 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Tom Grossi's going to take the wheel, and he's going to be chatting over on his YouTube channel. So you get a full kind of late afternoon and evening Packers chat for you fine folks here on YouTube. Good to see everybody in the comments. The G is being carried. It is most certainly attempting to be. Salud. Carry the G into the weekend. I'm down with that. Yeah, Dave, I hear that, man. Cheers. Amos has been a great follow this week. Josh, I very much agree. His insights and perspective have been very much appreciated, given everything that is going on. No doubt about it. Oh, boy. Here we go. Distracting me from work. That's what I do, man. That's what I do. Okay, sorry. Hold on just 2 seconds. I got a text. All right, Drew. Sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Mr. Acoustic King, thanks for the super chat. Guess for yards, receiving, and rushing for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones. I think he'll have an uptick in receiving, a downtick in rushing attempts and yardage. Exact numbers, I have no idea. That's a crystal ball thing that I can't give you. Dad, that's why I'm here, man. Ben, thanks for the super chat. Not who you think, but who do you want to go off this year? Oh my God. Oh, the list is long. Oh, you mean on the Packers? No. Who on the Packers do I want to go off this year? Probably Jay Sternberger, because I put that tweet out there right after the season ended that Jay Sternberger was going to ball out in 2020, and I said favorite this tweet. So then, yeah, that I think 100% that if there's one guy I really want to blow up this year, it's Jay Sternberger, no doubt about it. I want to see EQ go off. Frank, I'm there, man. I would love to see him step up and alleviate some of the fears / trepidation when it comes to the wide receiving group. Because, look, I think he's got all the talent in the world. There's no doubt about it. One of the reasons he fell in the draft was because of quote-unquote character attitude concerns. Jitsu, thanks for the super chat. LaFleur said, I don't care if we run it 10 or 50 times, just that we find the formula to win. I'm so down for this new direction. Have a great weekend. Jitsu, thank you for the super chat. I don't think it's a new direction. That's the thing. I get that the draft was unexpected for a lot of people, and I get why a lot of people coming out of it said, oh, they have a commitment to the run game. Because LaFleur had that quote during draft weekend of like, we really want to flow everything out of the running game. Everything works off the running game. But then people take that and run with it, especially aggregators, a certain aggregator, PFT, that, wants to pigeonhole everything. But I don't think it was ever the case that they thought they were going to run the ball more. There is this very niche part of Twitter that likes to blow up every kind of coach utterance. And it happened again this week with LaFleur when he was on with Willie and Tausch. Every little utterance becomes this rock solid condemnation and or definition of their thinking. And it's like, no. The thing with the running game was it was always about, whatever works as far as keeping defensive coordinators off balance. And this thing with LaFleur this week where he said Jordan Love was the guy on their board and people were freaking out like, oh, well, they traded up for him. Well, yeah, but because he was the last guy with most likely with a first round grade on their board. So they thought, let's go up and get him. Plus, they undoubtedly thought that the Colts or somebody else were going to jump up and try and get him as well. So But of course, PFT and all these people want to run with it and make it into something it isn't because it's the off season and they need to create content. I get it. We all got mouths to feed, but it couldn't be further from the truth. And it is, especially when it comes to PFT, driven by MDS, who is like the king of manipulating quotes. But that's another story. Let's see. Otis, thanks for the super chat. Matt LaFleur says we need explosiveness. What does he mean? Well, I believe the quote was about needing explosive plays, more explosive plays. And traditionally, if I'm remembering right, in the NFL anyway, explosive plays are defined as plays over 15 yards or more, maybe 18 yards or more. Last year, I believe the Packers were in the mid-20s ranking-wise as far as generating explosive plays on offense. So I think LaFleur, and of course, as he is wont to do, as he did all last year, it's kind of his MO now, is the first thing he talks about is his play calling or it starts with me. It starts with us as coaches. We have to do a better job of maybe taking more shots, etc. That's his job. It's that's his style. He wants to put it on himself. But look, Zach Cruz pointed it out on Twitter a couple days ago. Part of generating explosive plays is taking shots, designing and or calling those plays, but it also helps to have explosive players. Now, they're clearly thinking that Jay Sternberger is going to be added to this mix as part of an explosive player, somebody who can generate big plays. They have Devontae Adams. They have Aaron Jones. Those guys have proven that they can do it. Maybe they are hoping for development from a DeGuara. Maybe EQ comes on and starts generating some explosives. But, it helps to have explosive players. There's no doubt about it. But, it's never one thing. And I don't think it's a question of needing just more explosive players. I do think Matt needs to be a tad more aggressive and or unpredictable, because that's the other thing. There were decent stretches of the year last year where his play calling was painfully predictable, to the point where during one game, I can't remember which game it was, but Aaron Jones's brother tweeted out for all the world to see, Packers offense, so predictable. I mean, it was hard to watch at times. So I do think that's part of it. And I am interested to see what they do, given the fact that they didn't go out and get some kind of game-breaking speed. They didn't get some super shifty guy in the draft. They got, obviously, A.J. Dillon. They got DeGuara. They got people who can help. But I'm interested to see how they generate more explosive plays with the talent they have on hand. Oh, here we go. Blake, thanks for the super chat. Will Aaron Jones be used more in the slot like he was in the Kansas City game last year? Cheers. I hope so, Blake. I asked him specifically about coverages that he faced last year in his availability a couple days ago. And, he said they started with linebackers against him. You saw that almost exclusively against the Chiefs. And then things changed real quickly after he put up the numbers he put up in Kansas City. Then you started seeing safeties. You started seeing corners. You even saw, he said at times, linebackers with safety help over the top. Think about that. You're a running back. You split out or whatever, and teams are playing you essentially like a tight end, with a linebacker and safety over the top. That's pretty high praise from a defensive coordinator. So it's incumbent, I think, upon anybody who watches Jones to remember that he can strike from anywhere on the field. And I do think defensive coordinators are going to be a lot more cognizant of that. I hope we see him more in the slot. I hope we see him more on the perimeter. And I hope we see more plays called for him in those situations. He was, put outside or in the slot a lot last year and not utilized. I hope more of those plays are called for him in 2020. Matt, thanks to the super chat. Does Jerry's... Oh, I don't know the answer to that one, buddy. I have no idea. Josh, thanks to the super chat. Any word on suspension for Z? No word yet, Josh. As I said a couple days ago, I wouldn't be surprised if word did come down on just prior the Friday, most likely leading into July 4th weekend, whenever that may be. Maybe that's in the middle of the week. Whenever July 4th is, traditionally the Friday and or day before July 4th, the NFL that's when they tend to release or leak that information or announce it. Frank, thanks for the super chat. Some love tape. Fell in love with his pocket manipulation and speed through his progressions. Should mesh well with LaFleur's scheme. Carry the G. Frank, I agree. I think all of the physical traits that you want from your quarterback in the modern NFL are all there. There's zero doubt about it. But he's going to take a lot of refinement. But you're definitely excited about what you see on tape. What offensive grouping are you most excited about? Good question, Brandy. Probably whenever Sternberger and DeGuara are on the field together. That, to me, is where I think they're really cooking with gas. You get those two guys on the field, Adams, Jones in the backfield, let it rip. And then probably Lazard on the outside. So 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and a back. I'm all in on that. The Packers will win a Super Bowl, but 10 random people in the world will... Kevin, the Packers would win a Super Bowl, but 10 random people in the world will die a horrible death as they lift the Lombardi Trophy. Are you in? Tell me which 10. You weren't ready for that, were you? What offensive groupings? I already said that. Savage is my candidate for most likely to take the biggest jump in year 2. I mean, I would certainly hope so. I like the raw skills. I like the athleticism. His lows were real low, including the NFC Championship game last year, which I think was probably his worst game, which probably could be said of a lot of the guys on the defensive side of the ball. But, it's no doubt that he could make that jump. The athletic ceiling is certainly there. I think it's going to be tough to beat Sternberger, but you guys know that's my guy. Is Dylan going to take Jamal Williams' spot? Mark, eventually, probably. I would think he'll be splitting time with Williams this year, and then undoubtedly they will let Williams walk, and then Dylan will take over. Now, that's just reading the tea leaves from the outside. Who knows? Maybe they let Jones and Williams walk, and Dylan takes over completely. Maybe they let Jones walk, re-sign Williams to an extension to couple him with Dylan. Who knows? Any one of those is a possibility. Or maybe they all get hurt and Dexter Williams all of a sudden becomes a modern miracle. I don't know. Although I will say, I think it was noteworthy that during Wilde and Tausch, when asked about the running group and or Aaron Jones, LaFleur literally name-checked everyone and then said, oh, wait, and then went with Tyler Ervin, except never mentioned Dexter Williams, not once. I mean, when you go out of your way to mention everybody, you better mention everybody, or else the writing's kind of on the wall there. Do I see Irvin contributing on offense? I really hope so. I think he gave them a real good spark, both on special teams and on offense. I hope he's used more as a primary outlet and not just as a, that motion guy and the orbit motion, the jet motion. I hope he gets utilized more in space because I think they got something there. Now, obviously, there's it's only one ball, so a lot of mouths to feed. I understand that, but he proved, I think, from what I saw on tape, that he can be really effective in this offense if given the opportunity. What's that? Zedarius or Uhtred? Is this a Last Kingdom question? I'll give Zedarius because I know both of them have been snubbed. There's no doubt about it. But I need Zedarius to come through with a repeat of 2019. Oh, I love the what if questions. What if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt for 6 weeks and they're winning? Would they go back to Aaron? If they didn't and won a Super Bowl, would he be gone next year? Man, I'm just trying to get through Friday, dude. I don't know. I have no idea. A lot of variables there. Who knows? I'm just gonna drink my beer. Yeah. Josh Jackson to safety. It worked on Madden 19. Duke, hey. Maybe in a fit of desperation, that's where they turn. But, I think last offseason gave them the perfect opportunity to try that, and they certainly didn't seem inclined to do so. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they hit the ground running in June during mini camps and or training camp in late July, early August, and we see him out there at safety. But I think if he's going to sink or swim, it's going to be at the cornerback spot. Did you hear Murphy's interview on The Big Show? If so, thoughts on his remarks on the love pick? I did not hear it. I will have to go check it out. Didn't see that he was on the old radio. Do I see Josh Jackson or Kadar taking a bigger step this season? Kadar Holman, 100%. Nice. Will there be a future episode called Love and the G? God, we can only hope so. Explain what Menenga meant by handle time when you asked about J.K. Scott, please. I was at Brandy. I was actually going to do a post about that today, but time got away from me. I'll probably do it next week. But real briefly, when the ball snapped to the punter, the handling of the ball, this is the stuff we don't think about as fans ever. I mean, and I've even heard coaches talk about it, and I don't think about it. But the timing from the snap of the ball, and that's what they talk about with the operation. Being the long snapper and punter and the punt scenario, and the long snapper, holder, and kicker in the field goal scenario. But the long snap to the punter, how he catches it, how he handles the ball, and or where he holds it, how far out from his body he holds it, what angle he holds it at, how many steps he takes. And JK is rare in that he is not a guy who jumps when he kicks. All of those are components on handle time. But like I said, I will post on it next week, and I'll give you a better breakdown. Sean, holla. Good question. Will there be a family night this year? I doubt it. I very, very much doubt it. I mean, I hope so. I really hope so. I'll be shocked if there are fans in the stands for training camp, and I'll be absolutely shocked if there's a family night. But I really hope I'm wrong. Joey the Jaguar, you made it. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Why did no one take Valdir? Nicholas, great question. My hunch is that he's looking for starter money, and no one wants to pay him starter money. He's an older guy who has worked through a bunch of injuries, and he did come off of retirement last year and play at a damn high level for the Packers in a pinch. But I suspect, and this is just guesswork on my part, I suspect that he will get a gig after week one, when maybe in camps, if someone gets hurt, he'll get a call. But I think after week one is probably what teams will target, because then his salary is not guaranteed. You know, if you're a veteran, your salary is guaranteed if you're on the roster of the week one game. So I would think after week one, he'll probably get a call. Ooh, Sean. Controversy. If the salary cap drops, will the Packers cut Rodgers in the second year? No, that won't be why. 100% no. Now, could they trade him, made some kind of maneuver to insert Jordan Love as their starter? That's a possibility. A very, very faint one, but it's a possibility. But the salary cap dropping will not be the reason Aaron Rodgers leaves the Packers in any way, shape, or form. Packers vet you think could be cut? Mike Daniels-esque. Oh, Frank, thanks for the super chat. That's got to be Lane Taylor, right? And I love Lane. I love what he's given to the Packers. But there's a logjam there on the interior, and I have to think, he's the most obvious candidate. Now, myself, I'd probably cut Billy Turner and keep Lane Taylor, even though it's probably a bigger dead money pill to swallow if you cut Billy. I think Lane's a better player. That's just me. I want the best players on my team. That's just me. But who do I think most likely candidate for that kind of cut is? It's Lane Taylor. All right, guys, I'm going to have to jump. I can't thank you guys enough for all the questions. Thank you so much. Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe wherever you are. Carry the G. And, hey, tune in to Tom Grassi on his channel. He's going to be chatting at 5:30. He'll answer all the questions I didn't. Can't thank you guys enough. Hit like. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We're devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.